All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Hello, this is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets, and running this one from home today, as you can see from the background there. Look, we have an interesting day. US is off, of course. They're celebrating their holiday. However, we have UK on the map, and we have their elections. Yes, so we're looking forward to that. What's going to be the outcome? Certainly, we're not going to find out until tomorrow, but yes, of course, and that's going to be quite interesting. So we'll talk about all that. And also, we have a few pieces of data sets here and there. So stay tuned. Hopefully, you'll enjoy the session, and I'll see you in a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and good morning, everybody. Hi, this is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets, and I'm running this one from home today. So yes, and a little bit earlier, so half an hour earlier. So hope it's not a big issue. It's only for today. So yes. Tomorrow we'll be back to normal. Look, we'll talk about the usual stuff, indices, commodities, cryptos, and currencies, as always. But before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets, risk disclaimers. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'm not going to disappear anywhere. I'm just going to finish off a few things here and there, and we can continue. All right. Also, just before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. Let me just do the same thing I did last time. I just need to do a bit of a like an adjustment here because on at home for some reason my screen it doesn't. Yeah, it's just something like this. I need to adjust it a little bit because, yeah, at home it seems to be just not aligned properly. Hey, hopefully this is not gonna. There we go. This is much better. I think so. Just a sec. Just a sec. I think. Oh, what am I doing here? What am I doing here, ladies and gentlemen? Wait. This is. I just wanted to have everything properly aligned so that yeah, there we go. This is my screen now. Congratulations. Finally, I can do this. Anyway, so yes, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website. As I said, you can check it out. And I forgot to tell you about the Easy Markets AI tool that we have, which you can check out. Honestly, sign up and try to use it. See if it works for you or not. It's like an additional tool for everybody to to support their analysis. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, anyway, let's jump into the charts. And what I really my smug face really wants to talk about is the fact that we had a beautiful reach of the target that I was talking about, the 40,963 zone. And there we go, we reached that. We reached this area, a new all-time high here on my chart. Fantastic, great news. What's next? Next, of course, is the question, can we go further north? Look, yesterday we saw the Japanese yen stabilizing a little bit, so I'll pick up on the Japanese yen in a bit. But yeah, I mean, this might have it might take time that until they will align itself because the weaker Japanese yen is kind of in a way good for the Nikkei because it's showing growth of companies. And yeah, for now we've reached the key area of resistance. Look, I am quite happy with this. Everything worked out like a charm. So basically, I'm just gonna sit this one out. I'm just gonna observe the price action and wait until better times, because at the moment I don't know if we're gonna clear it, if we're gonna stay above this hurdle. Well, at the moment we are flirting with that 41,000 mark, and I don't think that. Let me just double check if we reached that today. Yeah, we did already reach it. So it's okay. It's all fine. I mean, let's leave it for tomorrow. Let's see what's going to happen. But in general, I think that this is, like I said, this worked out perfectly. Reached my targets. Now I can chill. Now I can like just enjoy my life and see what I can do next with Nikkei. At the moment, I'm just observing the price action. China 50. China 50, beautiful, beautiful rejection from this downside line. Beautiful test, first of all, and then a beautiful rejection away from this downside line. Now the question for me right now is what's going to happen with it, with this downside line? Will we break it, or will we just respect it and go back down? That's why my upside and downside scenarios are only from a break of these areas here. Now if we do clear this downside line, then certainly yes, of course I'm gonna look at some slightly higher levels, but initially I am nope, not I don't like this one. No, I don't like this one. I like this one. I will aim for my 12,000 kind of 300 zone here on the China 50 index, and of course initially aiming for the EMAs. Maybe those could provide a bit of resistance as they did recently, but I'm going to aim for this. I'm going to aim for that 12,300, and then we'll go from there. But for that, I need to see a clearance of the of this downside line. For the downside scenario, a drop below the 11,840 zone is required in order to go lower. That's it. In terms of, by the way, in terms of economic data from in general from China, let me just double check very quickly. Let me just go into the calendar. I think that there was not much. No. So Monday today, I will show you what I'm picking up on. Okay, Wednesday, Thursday. Where's that Thursday? There we go. So from China, we didn't really have anything. I think even tomorrow, maybe tomorrow we'll have something from China. Let me just double check, but something tells me that no, nothing. So basically, it's a little bit on the quiet side. I think that. I think that for now, I mean, they're gonna be like, how to say, not dependent, but they will react to what's happening in the global market, in my opinion. So we keep on monitoring that, of course, from the technical. I like the technical view on the China 50 index. Let's see if that works out or not. ASX 200. So ASX 200, beautiful reversal. Let me just see what's happening here, because Australia released its trade balance and exports improved. Imports improved very much. So basically, balance of trade here, well, didn't really improve, but okay, still okay. Look, I mean, the difference. Look, I think that this is what the market is reacting to, exports and imports, and yeah. For now, I mean, what we're seeing here is a beautiful rally back up. Look, that's why I said to you, I mean, for my downside, probably this is yesterday. I've rephrased everything and relooked at everything and said that, look, my downside scenario is going to come on a break of this upside line, and I think that was a good call because, look, we've drifted lower below the 100-day EMA, but then we kind of pushed back above it. So it's like, the 100-day EMA didn't really carry much significance in this sense here. But for the upside, now this is where it's interesting. The 7,800 zone is getting violated, and well, let's see if we can continue to trade up above it. For now, it's everything is looking quite positive here for the RBA. I'm just trying to look at some news here. Although they need to meet more, this is in contrast with minutes of the Reserve Bank of Australia June policy meeting, which revealed that policymakers stress the need to remain vigilant about upside risks, inflation. Yeah, okay. I think that this is for now. Yes, this is on everybody's mind that that the RBA's meeting minutes were stating that the RBA will remain kind of vigilant, as it says here, that there is potential for inflation to go back up again. However, until then, I think that the market is just going to enjoy the moment here. And look, yesterday U.S. indices rallied, some rallied nicely, apart from Dow, but yeah, and this one, maybe that's why we saw ASX 200 also getting that boost, because as we know, ASX 200 does follow what's happening in the U.S. So hey, hence the result we're seeing here. So let's see if we can stay above the 7,800 zone. If we can do that, yes, I will go towards the 7,886 here, or this downside line initially. So this is what my initial target. Let's see how this is going to play out. Let's jump into the Dow Jones Industrial Average, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Honestly, this is just a little bit annoying, because it keeps on breaking this hurdle, this 39,000 kind of 680 or 90 zones right here, the one that I kept on talking about. And we keep on breaking it, but we're struggling to stay above it. Now I'm gonna stick to the same rule here. I'm gonna continue monitoring this hurdle. Look, it's not maybe the most clear, or not the clearest line here, the clearest barrier, but so far it's somehow giving that peace of mind here a little bit, or at least it's giving me something to look at, because again, it's really difficult to kind of find a good area, a good spot here. Now, some of you might say, hey, what about this little downside line which is forming around here? Let me just put it on there in the chart. Yes, in a way, you could keep an eye on it. This is from the very short-term perspective. Look, it's fine. It's all okay with that one. It could be that additional indication, like of a possible move higher if we break it. But I'll start looking at some higher levels again if we do push above the 39,680 zone, or 90 zone. U.S. is closed today, so yes, U.S. is not. U.S. is celebrating, so we have more of a European data coming out. So we'll keep an eye on all that. Once again, this one doesn't give me. I'll look at it separately. Basically, the Swiss data. We have some Swiss data coming out today. I don't know if it actually came out already. No, I think it's just still coming out. Let me just apply this. Yes, where's that Thursday? There we go. So we got the unemployment rate already, 2.3 increase in unemployment, and we're going to have inflation numbers from Switzerland as well. Tomorrow we'll have the consumer confidence. Okay, that's absolutely fine. But right today we'll get the inflation numbers in a bit. So like I said, I'll jump back into this when I jump into Swiss franc pair. Now, so coming back to the U.S., look, as I said today, U.S. is chilling, not doing anything, but yep, tomorrow we'll have an interesting day, because tomorrow what will happen is that we'll have the non-farm payrolls coming out. So there we go. So the current expectation is for a 190 number, 190K against the previous 272. Look, if the number comes out higher than the forecast but lower than the previous, then still could be seen as a good indication, in my opinion. But again, we'll see the market reaction. But if it falls below the 190, well, then that's the problem here. So because as you can see, so far we have been since November last time. No, not last time, but last time it was May when the actual number came out lower than the forecast. But the previous all these other months it was always higher. If we get another lower reading than the 190, then yes, that could result into some problems. Maybe we could see the indices kind of moving nicely to the downside. Speaking of indices, U.S. indices, S&P 500, new all-time high. There we go. We are on the right track towards my 5,600 zone, 610 area. So I've talked about this, and this week, if you remember, we were here still around the 5,518, 20 zone. We were near the 78.6, and I said to you that this is providing good. It was providing good support, and if we do remain above it, then yes, we could see a push higher, where I'm targeting this 5,600 and 600 and 610 zone. The futures here will continue moving, and to be honest, I will continue monitoring those. The markets, of course, are closed, but the futures here are the cash index is not trading, but yes, the futures here are moving, so maybe the futures could move towards this, and then tomorrow when we get the NFP number, again, depending on what kind of number we'll get, it will be a very disappointing number or least disappointing number, or maybe actually it will outperform, it will outspit the previous figure, which is at 272. That would be wow, that would be spectacular. But let's see. So yes, of course, we have the average hourly earnings coming out as well, and participation rate, unemployment rate. So yes, keep an eye on the job numbers tomorrow. But actually, I wanted to also mention yesterday. Where's that Wednesday? Yesterday we had some quite important numbers actually, because yesterday we had the ISM Services PMI, and that came out as a worse number. And this is for me, like I said, we had a rally in the markets before the close, and the ISM Services PMI number it went into contraction. I mean, this is not good. So maybe these negative numbers right now are working in a form of that it will stimulate the Fed to do a possible rate cut. Now, again, at the moment, the Fed is kind of holding off from this, but looking at the Fed Watch tool here, you can see that yes, there's no cut expected in July meeting, in this month's meeting, but in September meeting, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. The 67. Yesterday, if you remember, it was 59.9. Today is 67.3. Just because we saw like a bit of crappy numbers in the ISM Services PMI. Now, again, let's see. Of course, let's see how tomorrow is going to play out. By the way, trade balance. So let me just double check. Imports and import trade balance. The U.S. trade balance. Okay, slightly improved. Continuous jobless claims increased, and that's no good. Initial, yep, also increased. So basically, not a good sign here for the U.S., but in general, not very good numbers. So that's why maybe, like I said, the market sees this as an opportunity for the Fed to go cutting. Let's wait and see. So. Nasdaq, very quickly. Nasdaq. Something I wanted to also check here. Yep. Because. Yeah. Okay. Basically, Nasdaq. So I was checking something, but before I'm going to share with you, but checking a bit of information, but. Nasdaq yesterday, fantastic rally. Look at this, a new all-time high. Nasdaq was the best performer again. Dow was the least performer, and S&P was always somewhere in the middle. But look, we are on the right track. I kept on saying, and I'll say it again, I am targeting my 100% here on the Fibonacci extension, which is drawn from the lowest point of 2020 to the highest point of 2021 and to the lowest point of 2022. And yep, there we go. Fibonacci extension, 20,630 zone. This is what I'm targeting here. For now, everything's looking quite nice. Let's see if we can reach that. And like I said, let's see if we can aim for this hurdle. While we remain above the 20,300 zone here, I'll do exactly that, and I will continue targeting the the upside. If we start falling somewhere below this 19,900 territory, or in general, we can start off with the 20,000 mark, the psychological 20,000, then yes, of course, this could lead to some lower levels. Oh, by the way, yes, and I wanted to show you Tesla stock. This one, look at this animal. I mean, this is wow. This has rallied and this has been crazy. I'm trying to find some news about this, but I cannot seems to. Let me just double check. Let me recent past 24 hours. There we go. Uh, right. Okay. The Q2 delivery report came out. Right. And yeah, deliveries report. Okay. So they had better than expected deliveries report. Right. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So jumping from 100 and being at on last week at the end of June being somewhere just below the 200. Now look at this. It rose strongly, and I mean, let me just double check. So if we were let's say to pick up on this one at around 200 right now, yes, beautiful 25% gain here. That's amazing. In a few days here. Wow, that's great. I mean, this has been quite a strong move here. Look, for now, it's like I said, I talked about this before, and I said to you that if we continue to trade above those EMAs, then yes, this is something like this I could aim for. I could aim for this downside line initially, and this is what I was targeting. And there we go, great result here. Let's see how far can this go. Maybe it'll go up until here. Let's not rush into things, of course, but hey, this looks quite interesting. Also, NVIDIA, let me just double check on that one. There we go. We popped, and most importantly, we stayed above the 127 zone. So this now increases the chances for this one to push back up again. Let's see if that's going to happen or not. But hey, everything is looking quite positive on this front. The German index DAX, let's jump back into the indices. This is a roller coaster ride. Look at this, oscillating around the 45-day EMA here shown as the red line, and we're now again close to this downside line, which is fine, which is okay. Look, my downside scenario, this here, I talked about this 18,400 zone. I said that if we're gonna stay below it, yep, I'm gonna go lower, and for now, it's kind of not really doing a good job, I would say, and for now, it's just stuck here, and basically it's kind of this factor that it's oscillating. It's really, like I said, annoying me. And anyway, okay, but that's the market. It's this is something that happens occasionally. Now what we're looking at, I'm looking at this downside line taken from the high of the 16th of May. If that gets cleared, yes, I'm going to go higher. For the downside again, now this is where I will have to make an adjustment here. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust something right here. So look, if we are going to fall back below the 45-day EMA, that's what I'm going to keep an eye on. Not a level or anything like that. No, just the 45-day EMA, wherever it's going to be. If we do fall and stay back below it, I'm going to lean a little bit more towards the downside again. The FTSE 100. So yeah, today we have the UK election, and let me just see if what's the current poll. UK election poll. Right. Let me just double check. I mean, obviously, we understand that it will be the Labour who's going to win. That's kind of already is a given in a way. It seems like that. Just trying to find a chart or something like that. So right, okay. So this is, let me just show you on this one. I think the Telegraph had it good. So no, thank you. So this is what I'm talking about. So the at the moment, July right now, I mean, there's a drop in labor, but again, it was a peak here back in October of 2022 where labor was taking 51%. Now they've dropped to 40.6%. Conservatives, Tories dropped to 21.2%. Okay, look, in general, it seems like, oh, and by the way, reform parties, these are started picking up. Interesting. But in general, as we know, it's always between the two. Here it's like democracy. It's always between the two here. So let's see, labor or conservative. Most likely it's going to be labor. So, and how the market could react to this. Now, in general, what I said before is that the market could see this as a bit of a bearish indication because if Labor wins, they will have to do some tax increases, or maybe give away the or remove the tax breaks that maybe conservatives provided to some big businesses. So in a way, kind of forcing companies to pay for the country's well-being. Now, this could be seen as a negative, of course. Maybe the stock market could drift lower, but at the same time, there is another thought that if that happens, if the FTSE starts drifting lower, maybe this is where labor might come in and maybe try to hint to the BOE that maybe it's time to cut a rate because their inflation has dropped to 2%. So basically, it dropped to target, to their BOE's target, and now maybe it's time to go for a cut. This way, you could stimulate the economy again. You can boost lending. This could be good for businesses. Everybody would be happy. People also would be, individuals could also take out more loans. Maybe this could boost the housing market a little bit. So this is where labor could eventually then come out on top. So basically saying that, look what we are doing here. We're for the people and stuff like that. So the usual kind of chess game. But like I said, yes, the initial maybe reaction could be a negative one. Again, I'm speculating here, but on the FTSE I'm talking about. Let's see, of course, let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to make this call. We'll say that maybe we'll see a bit of a drop, but then maybe it will recover somehow later on. And just because, like I said, everybody could start talking about BOE cutting rates again. So yeah, let's see if that's going to happen or not. But for now, from just purely from the technical perspective, what we see here, first of all, this upside line no longer needed. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to reuse it. I'm going to recycle it. Always recycle, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to recycle it and use it as the downside line. And as you can see, we have ourselves something of a descending triangle pattern, which also supports the downside scenario. So these patterns tend to break lower. However, still, I've seen this happening in the opposite direction, and look, my upside scenario is from around here, from around this 8,355.73 zone. If we clear all that, then yes, I will go higher, but at this point, I'm just observing the price. Even if it breaks the downside line, honestly, I'm not going to rush into things because, yes, it could go, it could travel a little bit to the upside, but there is this, like I said, this area which I'm carefully monitoring. Let me just actually highlight it for our future reference. I think that would make a little bit more sense. So that's what I'm looking at here, and yep. Let's see what's going to happen, and let's see how this is going to play out. US dollar index, there we go, beautiful decline yesterday. So didn't really like the ISM number. No, it didn't. And that's why we saw a huge decline here on the US dollar. And well, okay. For now, what can I say? It's holding near this 105 zone, but it's below the 45-day EMA. Look at this drop. I talked about this. I said to you after that if we do drop below the 45-day EMA and we stay below the 105 zone, then yes, my next target is the 100-day EMA tick and the 200-day EMA. Well, I didn't really reach the 200-day EMA, but hey, if this is gonna stay like this, I mean, then yes, there is a good chance for this one to drift further south. Let's jump into the commodity world, ladies and gentlemen. The commodity world here popped nicely above this downside line. Gold, of course, gold enjoyed the moment. I talked about this a while ago, and basically I talked about this idea that we could see some clearances, and we need to see a clearance through one of these trend lines. And yesterday I said to you we started climbing. We were getting closer to the downside line. line. There we go. Beautiful breakout. Fantastic. Almost reached my target at 2,369. But hey, it's all okay. It's all fine. I mean, didn't really hit exactly that area, but to be honest, what I'm gonna say here is that I will stick to the upside for now. Carefully and cautiously, especially if it breaks above this 2,369 zone. If it clears that, my next target is the 2,387, and yep, maybe even the 2,400 could be the next good target. Silver. Silver popped beautifully to the upside, and there we go. We've cleared that psychological $30 mark again. We cleared this initially, the 29.66 zone. I talked about it. So yes, so far so good. Everything's looking quite nice here. Everything's looking quite positive. Let's see how this is going to proceed. Can we go? My next target is the 30.85 zone, and then we'll go from there. Palladium, just a quick update. Beautiful pop yesterday. Look at this. At some point we were traveling very much to the upside, and we've reached the 1056 territory. Look, I talked about this, and for now, my question is, can we overcome this 200-day EMA? Maybe actually. What could happen, given that what I'm seeing right now, that we are getting a little bit of a hold up, here below the 200-day EMA. If this is going to continue to provide resistance, maybe a bit of a retracement could be possible, and this is where it could align with my theory of retesting the broken trend line again from the other side and then rebounding from it and moving in the breakout direction. In this case, we have a downside line which got broken to the upside here. We could travel higher. We could then revisit it. We can retest this territory, maybe even retest the 100-day EMA here as well. So yes, and we could see a rebound and a push higher again. So let's see if that's going to work out. If not, what I'm going to do here for the downside scenario, if we start falling back below this downside line, then yes, I will consider a bit of a move back down. Oil managed to reach my target again. I talked, oh, well, actually, no, it didn't. I talked about this yesterday. It came very close to reaching this area, but I said to you that, look, 84.5 zone, that's what I was aiming for. I had a great touch. I had a great test here. Fantastic. Basically, yes. I mean, for now, it's a good area of resistance. Let me just grab this highlighted zone. I think it's also important to mark this one. I talked about this, and basically for now, what I'm looking at is a break. If I want to go higher, a break of this 84.5 zone is required. Let me just double check something very quickly. Yep, everything is working okay. So yes, in terms of the downside, look, from the short-term perspective, what I said to you, that if we do drop and stay below the 82.72 territory, somewhere around here, I will go lower. For now, observing the price action, yep, and if we can get a drop below that, I will, and we can stay below that, I will consider maybe a bit of a retracement back to that $80 zone. Natural gas, very quickly, just a quick update. So yes, still flirting with that 200-day EMA together with the 100-day EMA, still struggling, but the bulls seem to be losing control. Let's see if the bears take full control and drive this one further south. As long as we remain below the EMAs here, all the EMAs on my daily chart, I will continue targeting south. Cotton, very quickly on this one. There we go, drifting lower, and we are breaking this territory. We're breaking this hurdle. Cotton is drifting lower, and the question is now, can we reach the 68 zone, 68.3? At the moment, I'm not rushing into things yet. I want to see if this is not going to end up being as a false breakout, but looking at the MACD, it seems to be that yes, it wants to go lower a little bit. Let's like I said, let's wait and see what's going to happen here. Hopefully something interesting for both sides. To be honest, I really don't have it. How to say? It would be interesting to see actually a breakout higher. Why? The reason is because we have ourselves a falling wedge pattern here, and look, what I said to you before, that while we remain inside the pattern, this could still drift. This could still drift lower because it's within the pattern, but with the idea here could work out if we break the downside line. If we can break the downside line, then yes, wonderful, more buyers here could join in, and this could confirm that idea of a possible falling wedge pattern, which, according to all the TA rules, tends to be a bullish indication. But while we remain inside the pattern, the trend is to the downside, so we just have to kind of stick to it. Now then, jumping into sugar very quickly as well, I just wanted to pick up on this one. Yesterday we had a push, a good push away, so we basically remain above the $20 mark. So I'm going to say this, that while we continue to trade above the $20 mark, I'm going to continue targeting the upside, especially if it also pushes above the 100-day EMA, and it did so. My next target is the 200-day EMA right there. Cocoa, just a quick update here. So we are near a very key area of support, and I think I just need to kind of mark it. I think that this is very important, this area right here. So look, it could be a descending triangle pattern, but at the moment I'm not saying that. Why? Because we could see, I think that we're not kind of, it's too early. If it is a descending triangle, then we need to see a push back up again, and then a rejection near this downside line and a push back down. So then it would be a beautiful descending triangle, but pattern. But now I'm just keeping an eye on these areas of support and resistance. So for now, this area of support is something that I'm watching here. If we clear it, if we clear this territory, then yes, my next targets are much lower here, the 6,000, maybe even the 5,000. So yes, we would be placed below all the EMAs, and potentially more sellers here could join in. Let's jump into the crypto world, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin. So there we go. This is what I was talking about. Don't get too excited. And I threw out this idea here. I said that BTC makes a slight move higher, and this is where I said that, look, we have these EMAs which are providing good resistance. We need to see a clearance of this. Also, what I said to you, that look, we broke the trend line. Let's see if we can rebound from it. If we cannot rebound from it, well, this might happen. And I'm not saying that I'm getting bearish right now, because my bearishness is from this territory. I spoke about this as well. This 200-day EMA together with the 58,200 zone, somewhere around here. If we can clear this, yes, I will go lower. For now, I mean, we can get rid of this downside line, no longer needed. I think that for the upside at this point, and it could be quite logical, is to take a very conservative approach and wait for a break above the EMAs here, the 45-day and the 100-day, in order to aim higher. Bitcoin Cash, very quickly, this one drifted lower. There we go. We approached my 348 zone. I talked about this 372 area as well. I said that if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, then yeah, you can examine this. But if you've how to say it, if we are looking at the further declines, then 348 zone is the one that I'm watching here. If we can clear this, yes, wonderful, I will go lower. For now, that's my game plan. I'm not really examining the upside yet. Let's see if we can drift a little bit lower. Dogecoin, there we go, drifting further south. We're falling below these hurdles, and this is what's interesting here, is that that 0.1257 provided fantastic resistance. I talked about it. So hey, so far so good. My next target is the 0.1073, roughly around here, which is the highest point of get rid of this, the highest point of December of 2023. So that's my next target. Let's see if we can reach that. Polkadot, also drifting lower. Look at this. After we broke the downside line, we're now retesting it from the other side, but here we're not below it yet. If we do fall below it, okay, I'm gonna go lower. And but I'm gonna probably wait for a drop below the 5.37 territory, somewhere around here, in order to go to the downside. For the upside, pretty straightforward. I think that a push above the highest point of this week would be required. Initial push above this area would be required, and then we could go from there. Solana is drifting nicely to the downside here as well. We're holding just near this 200-day EMA. Let's see if we can clear it. The same analysis basically valid as on Solana. We need to see a clearance of the 200-day EMA in order to go further south. Let's jump into the forex world, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful pop here. Yesterday, US dollar did not enjoy the moment, and there we go. We saw this pop. I talked about this idea here. I kept on, I said that maybe, if not GDP, maybe PCE will force out of it. It didn't force it, no, but we were waiting basically for the ISM numbers. And there we go. Look at this. We popped before the U.S. market closed today. So, I mean, there we go. Beautiful. I think ISM did the job. The bad ISM numbers, ISM services numbers did the job. And there we go. We saw that pop. We reached my target in a way, the 0.6714. And now the question is, can we clear that? And if we can clear it, I will go further north. I will go further north, and yes, for now, my question is, can we do that? Well, if the U.S. dollar is gonna drift further south, then certainly yes, this pair could go further north. But don't rush into things yet, because look, tomorrow we have the NFPs. Maybe the U.S. dollar will get boosted by the number in there. So that's why just for now, like I said, take it easy. If it's not gonna shift too much today, honestly, leave it for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll get a better action here. AUD NZD very quickly. So found good resistance near the 1.10 zone. That's great. And yep, but just slightly below that, yes. And that's fine. So one mission accomplished here. Great. I talked about this 1.10 zone. Now the question is, can we clear the 1.10 and go towards that 1.1031 area, which is the highest point of May of this year, or in other words, the highest point of this year, the current highest point of this year. Can we overcome that? Let's wait and see. But again, for us to consider that, we need to see a clear move through the 1.10 zone. For the downside, I would like to see a drop below the 1.0950 area right here, and then we'll go from there. NZD-JPY. NZD-JPY, beautiful push here, fantastic. Yes, I talked about this yesterday, and there we go. Like I said, my next targets are the 99 zone and even the 100 area. That's what I'm aiming for. Let's see if we can clear that. CHF-JPY, there we go. We got the pop. I talked about this idea this week on Monday, and there we go. We got the pop. I said to you, keep your eyes on this. This could be forming a bullish flag, and it did. And a little bit extended one, but nevertheless, it was a bullish flag. Fantastic move here. Great, 179. We cleared that. We were currently staying above it. So basically, I'm just going to continue targeting the upside. Like I said, 180 zone is my next target. Let's see if we can reach that. I will shift to the downside only if we clear this upside line. If we do drop back below the 179 zone, okay, that's absolutely fine. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a retracement here. But if you're looking for something like, let's say, very, very short term, then, well, keep your eyes on this little upside line here, which could in a way help you out. If we do break below this, maybe, like I said, we could aim for this other bigger upside line here, a slightly steeper one, and then we'll go from there. CAD CHF. So CAD CHF pushed nicely this week to the upside, and now it's got a hold up somewhere around here. Okay, let me just mark this for our future reference. So we got a hold up near the 0.6618. Right. What can I say? It's in order to go higher, I think that a clearance of this area is needed. Honestly, if you're looking for some lower levels, a drop below the EMAs is required here, and then we could, consider a move back down here, but only up until maybe somewhere around here. But for now, it's still to the upside. We are above the EMAs, so if we do clear the 0.6618, then yes, I'll go further north. The US dollar against the Japanese yen, looking at the picture here, yesterday we corrected back down, but at the same time, we very quickly pushed back up. Because why? Because even though the US dollar did weaken, still the yen was weaker. And look at this. Yesterday was a good pop initially to the upside. We almost reached my 162 zone, and now we're seeing some sort of like a bit of a corrective move here. Look, in general, I'll say it this way. Even though if we could see a bit of a correction here, back down, still, as long as we stay above the 160 zone, I'm going to continue targeting the upside. If we start falling below that, then yes, I will go lower. USD CHF, let's have a look at what's happening here. So it's flirting with that 0.90 zone. So initially it had a good run to the upside, but failed to go further north. It found resistance near the 0.90.5 area, somewhere around here. Now it drifted back down. Now we're near that 0.90 zone. So let's see if we can clear this territory. Look, inflation numbers are coming out from Switzerland, as I mentioned to you. So be careful, be cautious, and let me just where that Switzerland. There we go. So be careful, be cautious, and keep your eyes on it. In 12 minutes, we're getting the numbers. So let's see what's going to happen here on the USD Swiss franc, USD CAD. Oh, by the way, coming back to USD Swiss franc, as I said to you, if we're going to start dropping below the 0.90 zone, below the 45-day EMA, the 100, then yes, of course, I'm going to go slowly to the downside. USD CAD, beautiful move to the downside. There we go. Mainly weakness in the US dollar. Nothing else basically. Canada, the oil didn't really strengthen that much, so yeah, mainly US weakness in the US dollar. But so far so good, because what I said to you, that if we do drop and stay below the 100-day EMA, my next target is 200-day EMA, which is near the 1.36 zone. And that's what I'm going to aim for now. Then I'll take it from there, and I'll pick up on this one again. GBP CAD. So the pound today. Look, keep your eyes on it. In general, I'm kind of not expecting much, to be honest, from the pound. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm expecting more from the BOE. So I think that's where the pound could, stay, or that's where the pound traders could be, that's what the pound traders could be waiting for, the moves in the BOE. If the BOE starts cutting, then of course we could see the British pound kind of falling off the cliff a little bit here and pushing nicely to the downside. That's my downside scenarios from around here, actually, from this 1.7275. This is my preferred scenario. Look, if we start falling below this hurdle back again, let me just put it on the chart, below the 1.7345, then okay, look, that's absolutely fine. We could see a move towards that 100-day EMA, that 1.7275 zone, and then we'll go from there. But if we see a drop below the 1.7275 here, then yes, this is where I'm going to get even more comfortable with the downside. But for now, we are examining the upside because we're above all my EMAs. The only thing is what I am missing here is a pop above the 1.74 zone. If we can clear that, I will go higher. BJPY, this one is, there we go, showing some signs of weakness today. However, maybe this is just a bit of a correction. Look, yesterday 206. Honestly, we were at 200 area just at the end of June. Now we're at 206. This yen devaluation is wow. I mean, this is just crazy. Look, let's see if we can go further north. In general, I think that's for now. Maybe at some point there should be a bit of a retracement. Don't get me wrong, but this is just, if you're short on this pair, I would say wait for this one, because at the moment it's still looking quite positive, to be honest. GBP Aussie is also stuck in between these two levels. I talked about this, and I do like GBP Aussie right now because we are stuck between these two areas here. This one on the downside, the 1.8914, and this one on the upside, the 1.9138. So if we can clear one of the sides, then yes, wonderful. Wonderful. More buyers here, or sellers could join in, so depending on which break we're gonna get. And yeah, I mean, at the moment I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside, to be honest, but again, a confirmation breakout here is required. And GBP USD very quickly, so beautiful pop. Of course it popped, moved higher, just because of, like I said, the weakness in the US dollar, and there we go, we had a nice drift higher. I talked about this 1.27 zone. I said to you that if we do clear it, I'll go higher. My next target is the 1.2740 tick, and if we can continue to trade above that 1.2740, I will go further north. I'll aim for my 1.2860 zone right here, and then I'll take it from there. But that's what I'm saying. I do not like with the Australian dollar and the US dollar, AUD USD basically, do not rush into it right now. Yes, we had a beautiful pop, but we have the NFPs tomorrow. So today we're going to have a calm day most likely, but tomorrow that's when the action could kick in. Euro GBP. Euro GBP is. I just wanted to quickly pick up on this one because look, it found good resistance near the 0.85 area and just a little bit below that, and then drifted lower. I talked about this little upside line yesterday. I said to you that if this gets broken, this could open the door to some lower levels. And there we go. We are near this upside line. Let's see if we can get a clearance of this. If we can, then yes, my next target is the 0.84 zone. Euro JPY, looking at the picture here, again, beautiful rally yesterday, fantastic move towards that 174.5 zone. Look, I said to you that I'm going to target these beautiful numbers, 175, 76, 78, 77, 78, 9, and maybe 180 zone could be an interesting one, but that's already quite extreme. So I think that the BOJ has to step in at some point here, but they're not. And at the moment, I don't know it's just one-way traffic. So if you're a bear on this one, just be careful, honestly. And finally, Euro USD. Of course, a beautiful pop here, but look at this. The EMAs provided good resistance. We held nicely. We held nicely near these 200-day EMA. Near this 200-day EMA. We cleared all these EMAs, other EMAs, and we held slightly below the 200-day EMA. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely great, I would say. And hey, for now, what can I say? For now, it's still looking quite bullish. However, I don't want to rush into things because, again, because of the data that's coming out tomorrow. Nothing coming out today, but tomorrow, yes, it's going to be the job numbers from the U.S., so we could see increased volatility. So that's why I don't want to rush into this yet. Maybe we could, see a dollar strengthening, and we could see a strong reversal back down on this one. So I just don't want to rush into this, and hence why I'm just going to keep it as it is for now, and we'll go from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, like I said, with the euro dollar, I know maybe it's not very helpful, but look, if we do clear the 200-day EMA and we stay above it, then this increases the chances for a further move north. But I don't want to say anything yet because, like I said, it could push higher here, stick around here somewhere, and then let's say the job numbers come out. You can see that the dollar strengthens and a strong decline here could be possible. So that's why, and we also have the French elections coming up as well. So at the moment, it's not very favorable for the euro, but the outcome of the French elections. But hey, let's not over speculate too much. Let's go data by data, and then we'll kind of just take it from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this session. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much. Like I said, this session started half an hour earlier today, but tomorrow we'll be back to normal. We'll start at 6 o'clock GMT time. Today was 5:30 GMT time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found it useful. You can watch the recorded session as well here. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much. I hope you'll stay safe. Please do stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose. Don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. And I'll see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.